It all started when I decided to finally restore my great-grandfather's 150-year-old barn. The old structure had been in my family for generations, and I had inherited it along with a piece of land just outside town. I wasn't turning it into a mansion or running a business, just fixing the roof, replacing rotten beams, and repainting the exterior. Simple stuff. But I didn't know my property had recently fallen under the new jurisdiction of a local HOA, a group of overzealous neighborhood bullies who seemed to think they ran the entire town. The first day I started working, one of their board members, a woman named Linda, marched up to me like she was leading a military operation. "You can't do that without HOA approval," she barked, pointing at the hammer in my hand like it was a weapon. I tried explaining that the barn was a historical structure and the repairs were necessary to keep it from collapsing, but she wouldn't hear it. "This structure does not comply with our neighborhood aesthetic," she sneered. "You need written permission." I didn't need their permission. The barn predated their existence by more than a century. The next day, as I was up on the roof replacing shingles, the police showed up. 2 squad cars. One officer asked me to step down, saying they received a complaint from the HOA about unauthorized construction and safety violations. I laughed. "You're kidding, right? It's my property." But they weren't joking. The HOA claimed I was violating city codes. I was handed a citation and told to stop all work. I was furious. What the HOA didn't know was that I worked in the municipal utility department. I wasn't some clueless guy with a hammer. I was the lead infrastructure analyst for the county. Over the next 2 weeks, I started quietly running an audit. Turns out, the HOA's gated neighborhood had outdated utility lines that were still benefiting from discounted rates, a holdover from a decades-old program. They should have been paying 27% more. I prepared a full report and submitted it to the board. 3 weeks later, the entire area, all 132 homes under the HOA, received a notice. Their utility rates were being recalculated and backcharged starting the next billing cycle. Panic. HOA board meetings turned into screaming matches. Residents were furious, demanding to know how their monthly bills had suddenly shot up. Linda, of course, tried to play the victim. But when people found out why the audit happened, she was voted out. No one came back to stop me after that. I finished restoring the barn in peace. And now, every time I look out at it, I smile. Not just because it stands tall and proud again, but because I stood up to the bullies and hit them where it hurt most, their wallets. Don't mess with a man and his legacy, especially when he controls your water pressure.